This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. The other day we had created a cube, but the only issue was that we were getting all the data that is unnecessary to the cube, and the cube is having a lot of unnecessary values and unnecessary columns. Clear? So we had discussed that, and some of the data is also missing. For example, branch name, broker name, area name, all this data is missing, and -1 values also we're able to see them in the cube. That is not required to the end user. So as part of the ETL process, we may create lot of other columns like created date, updated date, and a lot of other columns will be available. And for unmatched data, we are putting -1 values, and all this data is not needed for the end users. Clear? And must not create a cube using tables directly. Create a views and use them in the cubes. Now the other day we were creating couple of views, and later so we had created a lot of views. Okay, policy coverage, policy section, revenue type, and we had also created a on the views on fact and fact limit and fact premium. I think dim timetable also you need to include it. Okay, so you can include dim timetable as well. So you can create a view, but if it is not there, then again we need to choose the complete table. Clear? The better to create one more dim timetable view. Now all these views are available. So how can we read the view? So reading a view is very simple. Select star from the view name. Clear? Using this view, we should be able to create what is called as a cube. Now dimension dot policy. Select star from the view name. Clear? So it is perfectly fine. Then you can have this is the next view, which is going to be bringing policy coverage data. Okay, so you don't have unnecessary columns here. Clear? The next one we had policy table. Clear? Not policy table, it is a view. View is nothing but a query. So in this we have master number and lot of assured name and broker name, branch ID, and you're able to see underwriter name. Lot of names are included. Now the problem was resolved, right? So I am not including the reference tables here. So I have created this view with the help of reference tables, and this view I'm going to be using later. Clear? Policy section, guys. So like that, we can create a views, and using these views, you should be able to create a cube. Now let me go to my SSDT, create a new project once again. Clear? Now go to file, new project, choose analysis services multi-dimension model. Now I say SSAS underscore TARDIS, say new. Let me give today's date. Today's date is August 31st, okay, 2020. I'm giving some unique name and storing this cube in C drive. Wherever you wanted to store, you can simply go there and try to you use TARDIS folder and create this new project. Okay. Now, what are the challenges that you're going to be facing? Let us see. Now, for that, you need to have some more knowledge here. What are the challenges now? Let us understand. Let me go. So how can we create a cube? We know that these are the steps you should follow. What is that? Step number one is create a project. Done. Create a data source and data source view. Now you go there, data source, right click on this, Right click on this. Now, why the right click button is not working properly? It is hanging or not? Wait, it is not responding. It is hanging, I think. Let us wait. This latest SSTT is giving a lot of issues. Now it is fine. Okay. Now right click on the data source. Now when I'm right clicking on this, it is not working at all. Why? This is a big issue with the SSTT. It hangs. Suddenly hangs. Suddenly it does not work. Now let me open the existing project. Okay. Let me reopen this. SSAS start is new. Click on this. Okay. Now you need to go to Solution Explorer. What is here? Now right click on the data source. Still it is not working, guys. What is the issue now? Let me create a new project. It irritates, this bloody technology. SSAS TARDIS new using views. Okay. So TARDIS. Now let me create a new project. So right click on this. Now this also does not work. So what is happening, guys? So nothing is happening. What is this nonsense here? Now we go to services. Sometimes the services properly will not respond. There is a SSIS service, SQL Server Analysis. Stop this here. Now start this service. We need analysis service only, right? So it is analysis services. So this is there. So let us stop this. So wherever the analysis services you have, you better start that. Okay. Now we have one more analysis services here. Stop this and start once again. So you have a lot of services are running. I don't know why. We supposed to have only one service, but in my machine, I think my technical people have installed many times. Clear? So let me start this. So everything is working perfectly fine here. But why? Sometimes if something is not properly happening here, we may get. We are not sure about the problems, but somehow we need to fix them, right? There is no other way. Or you need to Google it if there is a patch that you need to download and install it. So right click on this. So it is not working. No, that's it. I cannot do anything. So anybody can create and see this, guys. Show me your screen.
Sir,
Any
I
one
have
of you.
created a data source and the data source views.
Can you just
Uh,
show me your screen, please? So you please mute and share me this screen. Hmm. Yeah. So now, guys. So now you delete that. You delete it. You delete it. We'll create new one. Okay. Yeah. You delete this one also. So he has created a project. Now right click on data source. Yeah. You please mute, guys. Durga Prasad, please mute yourself. Yeah. So now you create a data source here. You go to the same TARDIS DW. Yeah. Create a new connection, or if you have some existing one, that's fine. Server name is dot and database name TARDIS DW, right? Yeah. Now use service account. Fine. Click next. Now say, yeah, DS data source TARDIS. Remove DW and everything. Data source DS underscore TARDIS. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, click on finish. Now create a data source view. That is the next step, right? Yeah. Click next. Now click next. Yeah, click next. Now we have tables and views. Now should we take the tables? Should we take the views? That you should know. We should not take the tables. We should take only the views. Now take all the views, whatever you wanted to have. Clear? Yeah. Take only the views, not the tables. Where is a timetable? It is there. Yeah, there is a view. Many people will forget a timetable, then they'll come to me, sir, it is not working for me. So include the timetable as well. Total how many? Three facts and six or seven dimensions, right? Yeah. Yeah, click on next and you say DSV TARDIS. You say DSV data source view TARDIS. Okay. Yeah. You can give any name, that's fine. Click on finish. Yeah. Now we supposed to create a cube. Now before creating a cube, now double click on the DSV. Now what is missing here? No primary key and foreign key is available because these are the views. Tables will have primary keys and foreign keys. Now this is the big challenge. This is the big challenge for you to identify what is the primary key and what is the foreign key and what how to link. So this is the major study that you need to do it. Okay. So now we know fact tables will have a foreign keys. Now what is the foreign key and where it has to link? So that you should know clearly. So how can we know that? So we can study the the data warehousing diagram, ERD diagram we can see, or we can just go to the foreign keys of the SQL server. You can identify which table is connected to what. Clear? So the diagram you may be having it. If you go to SQL server, you go to SQL server, you create a diagram so that you can see how the tables are linked. So there is a diagram, right? Yeah. Right click on this, say new database diagram. Now you take tables, not the views here, because the views will not have any primary keys and foreign keys. You take one table you can take. Let us say you take the policy table. Okay, you take the policy table. Yeah, choose policy section. Yeah, click on add policy section, policy coverage. Yeah, and policy section, policy coverage. Now let us see how these three tables are linked. Hmm. You can see one by one, one by one. Only the three tables. Close.
No,
Click on
no,
close.
Durga
That's
Prasad, you are adding temp table. Temp coverage, not temp coverage.
yeah. Right click on this. Add remove tables. Add remove tables. Yeah. Now remove that table. You guys, okay? You need to do the circus and identify the how the primary key and foreign keys are linked. What happened? What table is missing here? Yeah. Now you see, you delete that. Hmm. Forget about it. There is a forget about it. Yeah. Now see how these tables are linked. Now there is a policy section ID. The policy section ID is linked to what? So policy section ID, the primary key here, right? So this is linked to policy coverage. Now the same thing you need to do it. So which is the foreign key? So policy coverage table, right? Policy coverage table, policy section ID. Yeah, that was the foreign key, and this is the primary key. Now there also just go there and link these two tables. Yeah, go there. Yeah, go there. So always you should go to the foreign key table. Which is the foreign key table? Not the primary key table. Which is the foreign key table? Hmm. You close the toolbox. Left hand side toolbox is occupying a lot of space. Yeah, close that. Close it. Yeah, the toolbox you don't need it. Yeah, that's fine. Now you take the what is that foreign key value? That is the primary key. I'm talking about what is the foreign key column name. Policy section ID. Yeah, you would start there. Yeah, click on that and drag and drop to the primary key. So which table primary key is pointing to? Yeah, that's it. Clear? Yeah. This is how you have to establish a links, okay, among these tables. Clear? So you need to have the proper understanding of the data warehouse. Otherwise, you cannot do this. So you say, now what is the next one? Just go there. In my PPT also I had given this. Clear? Now you know. Yeah. Now come back or go up, go up, go up, go up. It is done, right? Then what is the other one? Section ID to section ID is linked. Come down then. Come down, come down, come down. Then policy table, policy ID, the primary key, which is linked to policy ID, that is a foreign key. Clear? So yeah, policy section, policy ID is a foreign key. Always you need to start with the foreign key to primary key. Yeah, go there, go to policy section. Yeah, go to policy section, policy ID. Always you should start with the foreign key, not with the primary key. Yeah, policy ID. Yeah, this is a foreign key. Drag and drop it to the primary key table. What is the primary key table? Yeah, that's what. Okay. Foreign key to primary key, you need to link, drag and drop. Correct. What is happening? That's it. Clear? Click on yes. Mm-hmm. Clear? So from where to where you link, that's fine. Okay. So foreign key to primary key you should link, not primary key to foreign key. Okay, na? So like that, you guys, yeah, foreign, you need to go to the foreign key table and you drag and drop to the primary key. If you do it in the reverse order, your relationship diagram will fail. Clear? So like that, all the tables you need to study which table is linked to which foreign key is linked to what dimension is linked to what. So that is the one you should be able to do it by tomorrow. Clear? So I cannot explain. You need to study and you identify the foreign keys. Clear? And you should be able to drag and drop from here to there to here to here. So that is the thing that you need to study and do it. Clear, guys? Yeah. If you go to SQL Server, you can see a lot of information in the diagram itself. Okay. Now tomorrow you go to SQL Server now again. Now this is done. Now you add one fact table. You add one fact table now. Right click, add, say limit. Okay, limit. Now how the limit is linked to these three tables? Let us see. You can add any one table, one fact table. Now that's it. Now see this. Now yeah, bring down. Yeah, remove that policy coverage temp. Delete it. Yeah. So now it is clearly telling you the limit ID or what is that? That is not a limit ID. For some policy coverage ID, sorry, policy coverage ID is a foreign key because factor tables will have foreign keys. Policy coverage ID to policy coverage ID is a link. Now you go there and do the same thing. Go to limits and drag and drop. Yeah. So this is the big headache that you should do it. So creating the relationships is very, very important. If you don't create proper relationships, this is what is called data modeling. People will say, after creating a data source, what you do? We create a data source view. Data source view, what you do? People will say data modeling. Data modeling means what? Creating a primary key and foreign key relationship. That is what is called data modeling. If somebody says We should get the data, get the tables, do the data modeling. Data modeling means what? Data modeling means creating a primary key and foreign key links properly. If you take the tables automatically, hey, this is wrongly you have taken, I think. What are you doing it? Yeah, cancel this. From where to where you're moving? Foreign key to primary key, not for primary key to foreign key. Yeah. Yeah, see now, if you do it in reverse order, you will get an error. Clear? If you drag and drop tables, automatically primary key and foreign keys will get established. So if that is the case, you will get zero work in this. But if you create a views will not have primary key and foreign keys. Now that is when the data modeling is more for you. Clear, guys? So people will always ask you, do you know data modeling also? Data modeling means this is the one in cube level. So get the data, get the dimension tables and factor tables, then do the data modeling. Then after that, what you do, you create a cube and everything. Clear? Now we have done with the limit. Now you go to the diagram and include one more thing and see, you include one more dimension table or date table you include. Date table let us include now. Okay, yeah. Date table let us include. Now how the date is linked to this? Now you see, where is the date table? Now time ID to what? Time ID, right? Time ID you have, yeah. Time ID to time ID is linked. So now you link like this. Now you go and create a time ID to time ID. You do that. Okay. So limit time ID. Go to limit table time ID and drag and drop to the time ID. That's it. Nothing else. Clear? Correct. That's fine. Now you go add one more dimension. Let us have one more fact deduction. Okay. Add a factor table called deduction. Like that, randomly you can add and do one by one deduction. Now you do this. Yeah. Now how the deduction is linked to? Now see, where is deduction now? Deduction is linking to what? See, deduction is linking to date. What is that table? Time ID is linking to what? Time ID or anything else? Time ID, time ID to time ID, right? Yeah. Like that, you should be able to link and policy coverage ID to policy coverage ID. It is mapping. So deduction table policy coverage ID foreign key that was mapping to that one. Like that, you slowly you create all these things and you will get a proper link. Okay, once this is done, then creating a cube is a 2 minutes job. So that also you can do it, guys. Clear? So you do it. If you get any issues, then we will see them in the tomorrow's class. Clear? You do it, but slowly you do it and take the picture. Take the picture and stick on the wall because every time you need it. Okay, if you have very bigger tables in the offices, well, normally what we do, we create a big diagram and we stick the diagram in front of our computer. So always we don't go to the SQL server and see the diagram. We look into the wall. So in front of us there is a tables. The diagrams are pasted. So always we can easily write the queries. That's how in the real time people are doing it. So they'll take printout of the diagram. They'll stick onto the walls. Clear. So every time going to the SQL server identifying is useless. You study this and create a nice diagram and stick onto the wall because you will be there for the project another 2 to 3 years. Because every time going to the SQL server, what is the primary key, what is the foreign key, how this is linked to that, how that is linked to this. If you do either every time 2 minutes of time you're investing there, that is useless because already you have invested, you have identified that this table is linked to that. You have already created a diagram. Take the diagram, print out, and stick somewhere. Clear? So you can open the diagram and keep writing queries. Clear? So that is how in the real time people are going to be doing it. So every time we cannot come to these diagrams and add the table, identify this is the primary key, that is the foreign key. No, that is a big circus. Thank you, guys. You continue and you create a cube. Once you do this, the remaining things are same. You follow the next steps. Create a cube and build dimensions and process the cube and give the proper, the database name, cube database name, and you process it, build dimensions, then browse this and browse the cube and connect to Excel and check whether you're able to get branch name wise data properly or not, broker name wise, the premium amount, whether you're able to get or not. If you're able to get, then the cube is created successfully, fine, there is no issue. Okay, now you can write MDX queries or you can write any query. If you don't know MDX queries, at least write normal queries. Go to data warehousing and write normal queries. If you know MDX queries, you can write MDX queries and keep them ready and create one SSRS project and create report by report, report by report, report by report. Clear? That's what. Okay, that will not take much more time. So creating a cube is very, very important. Clear? Once you create a cube, now we should also know how to deploy it. So if you create a SSRS report, the next step is how should we deploy the report as well. So deployment will not take more than 5 minutes because already we have attended the classes. If you go through those classes, you can understand. Okay, yeah. Now create the cube tomorrow. If you get any issues, we will rectify them. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Any other questions?
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
in previous class, you explained that unmatched data -1 in TARDIS data warehouse. But when we are inserting, when we try to create views in our TARDIS data warehouse, there is no -1 values.
If there is no -1 value, doesn't matter because you have filtered, right? So when you apply a view, so tomorrow you create a view in unmatched data, any database. End of the day, the dimension dot policy table will be there, whether it is a TARDIS DW, TARDIS unmatched. So if you have unmatched data, we will not be able to get -1 values. If it is not there, that is also fine. What is the issue? You have already applied filter, right? So tomorrow you wanted to create the cube using unmatched data database. Now what you do? You modify a view there. No, that is need not, because I don't want to take -1 values. Instead of TARDIS DW database, I change the connection string to TARDIS DW unmatched data. Now, when you click on the view already is having a filter saying that -1 value need to be eliminated. So that's fine. What is the issue? There
Okay,
is no
sir.
issue. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, yeah. Guys, please work on this and let me know. Bye.